Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming into another video. Alright, so still walking down Van Owen Street, man. I've been walking down Van Owen Street for about an hour. Weather couldn't be better. Everything is residential streets. I've just miles and miles of apartment buildings with families and people. Predominantly Hispanic area. I don't think I've ever come far as down as this far on Van Owen. I might have driven Van Owen once. Doing Lyft, I might have taken somebody over here randomly, but I can't be certain. It's been many years, but I just feel better, man. Just relaxing and get some fresh air, get a walk in. You know, I'm so repetitive that I don't really do a whole lot of exploring. I just kind of do what I know how to do. I go down Lancashire, go to the train station, pop off into the train station, get off in Hollywood, and kind of go around little various areas downtown or whatever, if you guys know. But as far as me like exploring this area for as far as I'm willing to walk, I've never done that since being here. It's not really my thing, but I'm kind of treating this like I did when I lived over at Lenox and first realized that I wanted to get back outside. This is how I'm treating this area, just walking. I know that as long as I stay on Van Owen, it's a one-shot deal all the way back to the hotel. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I've probably walked about 30 blocks already. Which is kind of normal when you consider how I walk, really. I mean, it's not, they don't feel like I'm walking anymore any less than I usually do, but we'll see how the walk back is. But I don't know, man. Just been dealing with a lot of financial stuff, man. Trying to address it, you know, trying to get the courage to just address everything. Obviously, I'm not working. Everything that I have going on is coming from my uncle. And so you would think I wouldn't be stressed about anything, just ask for more, but that's not how my brain works. I'm more so frustrated about it and stressing over it anyway. And any type of stress is like the worst thing in the world for me. So, hey buddy, hello. So, you know, that's kind of how that goes for me, man. I'm just trying to walk it off, and respecting that this is what it opens up the opportunity to do. Because I don't want to take the transportation route and spend any money that I may need for something else, I can walk around here in ways that I hadn't. So I think that's what this day has been about. Circumstances opening the door for other things. Because I was having the issues with GR and that weird process that they've just morphed my benefits into. I don't even understand that, to be honest with you. It opened up the door for me to check on my SSI, you know what I mean? And me having to pay for transportation now and not really having the money to do that opened up the door for me to walk down Van Owen 35 blocks for no reason other than to just see something different. And so that's what this is, man. Me seeing something different and enjoying it for what it's worth, man. I didn't really have a whole lot to say, just telling y'all that I'm really thankful to still be in California. I guess that's what's on my mind right now, because I thought I would be somewhere in the eastern side of the state, the states, and frustrated about it, to be honest with you, dealing with different type of weather, new environment probably, you know, who knows what doors it would open up. But I think when you have the mindset that I have, the monotonous way of doing things and conditioning, you want to be home, man. And while I'm not home, I'm definitely in another neighborhood. It's still California. And it's easy for my mind, so I'm very thankful that my family is taking care of me in that way while I'm trying to figure out how to get the help for myself. And so I know I've taken the steps I should take. I know I've made the sacrifices that I should be proud of. I ain't been wasting no money on smoking weed and stuff like that like I would have if this were last year. I haven't reinvested anything in any stocks or any crypto or anything like that, even though I'm an AMC ape who probably wouldn't even be in this situation if I didn't feel so strongly about that. But I definitely don't have any regrets about that, man. You got to stand up for the right thing, and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I would never have wanted to not be a part of that just because I'm going through this. No, this was worth it in my mind as it pertains to standing up for what you know is right against corruption, man. And I believe that we're doing some good there. I know that the stock was up 30% a couple days ago. Not that I have much for it to really shoot up about, but that's not the point, man. The point is they can't shake us out of our belief that what they're doing is wrong and that stealing money from hardworking individuals from all over the world when they're trying to invest is something that should be checked. It should not go unchecked. And as a person of color, I know a lot of what it is that we have has already been stolen from us. I know that what we go through in our lives, a lot of it shouldn't be as difficult as it is for the majority of us because of what it is that's owed. So anytime I see corruption in that way, it steals from people who are investing, I just think about what I would have wanted my ancestors to do to try to make this place a better place instead of going along with the get along, you know? And a lot of them did the right thing, you know what I mean? But too many people turned the other cheek and fought for the wrong reasons because they wanted to get along with people who were down with things going the wrong way and people cheating other people out of whatever they're supposed to be having. I'm just not one of those people, man. I stand against that as a grown man. I don't know that I would have been as strong as the Black Panthers or as strong as the abolitionists or whatever. I don't know that I'm as strong as them, but I know that what they stood for and what they remembered for is exactly the type of thing that I want to be standing for and be remembered for. Not just going along with whatever everybody else is doing, but standing on what is right. You know what I mean? Trying to be a person of change. You know, and when you see all of the evil that's going on in the world, and really nobody benefit from but certain few, you gotta stand up and say something while you have the strength to do it, while you have the youth to do it. That's how I look at it, because you get to a point where you're too old to do it. You got too much in your life, and I get it. There's a lot of people who have a lot of things that tie them to the ground. They can't take chances. They can't talk about certain things. They have too much to lose. I get it. That's why I talk, because I really don't. I'm not blessed with that. So what I am blessed with is a voice, strength of mind to speak up and speak out and to take chances in that regard, and that's what I've done. For better or for worse, that's what I've done. I'm an AMC ape. I stand against what's happening in Palestine. I'm not afraid of any of that. Tearing me into a space where I lose anything, because at the end of the day, somebody had to do that in order for me to even be able to walk down the street with the right to use my voice, with the right to not be enslaved, with the right to vote, or whatever the case. You know what I mean? Somebody had to stand up and say, I can lose something, but I'm gonna do something for someone else. And so why not me? You know, why not me? Why not invest my little earnings and try my best to hold on to it? I failed. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't handle it in a mature way, but I was really trying, you know what I mean? And when I look back on it, I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I tried, man. Maybe I didn't get rich off of it like I thought I would, but you know, I was doing the right things for the right reasons. Maybe not the right way. Maybe not, maybe not the right way. But you know, it was worth a shot, man. It was worth a shot for many reasons. And I've grown a lot, and I don't think I would change too much about how the last 8 months have gone. Now that I've lived them out, as a result of me doing things the wrong way in AMC, I really love what this era has been for me in regards to trusting God and leaning on Him during the difficulties, in regards to being in a different place and living a certain way, getting reacclimated to walking out of the house and using my voice in the way that I have on this channel, speaking about things. I don't think I would have had all of that going on if things would have been a bit more smooth. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think things had to be as tough as they were for me in order for me to be in a position to be proud of what it is I've accomplished while going through those tough times. And here I am with a lot more wisdom to share with somebody else because of the mistakes and because of the courage that some of my choices required. So that's what I'm saying to all of y'all, man. Just, if nothing else, know that I didn't take the right path with my intentions, but the intentions were pure. I could have been more responsible with my funds. I could have been more responsible with my time. I could have gotten my mental health in order sooner, getting things done, taking certain routes that would have allowed me to be around people who could have pointed me in the right direction. There are a lot of things I could have did better, but at the same time, it was the hard times that made me capable of saying, yo, this is where you don't go. These are mistakes that allow me to say, yo, this is what happens when you make those mistakes. And that's invaluable, man. That's more valuable to me than having an easy path, for which I've lived through easy paths too. It didn't teach me much of nothing. It just gave me a lot of weakness to overcome. And so that's what I'm telling y'all, man. I don't love difficulties. I don't wish difficulties on nobody. But there were times that you seen on this camera where I wanted to quit. And I can tell you, I'm glad I did not. I'm glad I did not. God was real in my life, still is. And if it wasn't for his intentions upon me to basically instill in me, just give me a few days in certain situations, or just give me one day in a certain situation, I'll work it out. If he didn't do that, man, I wouldn't have so much to be thankful for right now during the difficulties that I'm going through right now. A lot to be thankful for. So that's why I'll tell all of y'all, man, just an update on where I'm at mentally and spiritually and everything, man. It's a good day. My faith is strong, and I still believe in what it is I'm doing, man. That's really what it comes down to. And if I'm put in a position to continue what I'm doing, I'll do it differently, the better way. I'll do it the more responsible way. Rather than going all in with investments into that movement, you do it the way wise people tell you to do it. Invest what you can afford to invest and do the right thing with the rest of your money. You don't go all in like I did. I knew better than to do it, but I didn't know better to fear the consequences of what happens when it goes bad. Sometimes you need to go through certain things to know, hey, I shouldn't do this, not only because it's bad, but because when it's bad, it's hard to deal with, and that is not worth it. Some people think bad is just like, well, we'll deal with it. No, you don't want to deal with certain types of bad. Some types of bad you want to stay away from. Some types of hard times ain't really worth the risk of the good that could come for the nature that the bad may come to. You don't want the bad. That bad is the bad you stay away from. That's the hot stove you don't want to touch. And so that's what I'm telling all of you guys, man. It was good intentions of bad paths, as it pertains to bad methods, rather, that put me in a position to not be successful in what it is I was trying to do, despite having the right intentions. And that success is something to want. But don't give up if it don't come, because you can get a lot of fruit out of things not going right too. And I'm walking past Lenox Avenue. I'm pretty damn certain it ain't the same Lenox. I'm pretty certain it ain't the same Lenox. But just the same, it just speaks to the full circle of things, you know. We talk about how I used to walk down the street when I lived in Lenox. Lenox and Van Owen. Blessed to be alive, man. Blessed to have another day. It may not be the most fruitful time of my life, but I think I'll look back on it and see a whole lot of fruit that came from it, from the wisdom that came from it, from the difficulties, from the love that I received from people who were carrying me through this. My uncle, my grandfather, and the Bible study that I'm involved in. Things that people I wouldn't be as close to in a Bible study I probably wouldn't be a part of if I were in a smoother path. You know, I wouldn't have found the need to fellowship with others for strength. You know, if it weren't for difficulties. And so these difficulties are meaningful. And I would have loved to have been out of my hotel by now. The hotel that I've been living in for the past 9 months, I would have loved to have seen myself have a place by now. But just the same, a lot of what I've done in this hotel and a lot of the way I've been living has really been enjoyable for me. Just the same, I've enjoyed being in North Hollywood. I've enjoyed walking the places I've been walking. I've enjoyed doing it the way I've done it. With this channel, walking down Lancashire as much as I have. I'm enjoying this right now. Walking down Van Owen to no end. And I have a long way to walk back, but I'm just cool with it, man. And I'm happy that the weather is nice too, so that I could get out of the house and get that, because as I tell y'all, it rains every 3 days in North Hollywood. But man, I just wanted to let everybody know to just not give up, man, and take the smarter path. If someone's giving you wisdom and telling you to take the smarter path, that's the path you want to be on, man. Because a lot of stuff that we think we can handle is stuff that we really probably can handle. You know what I mean? When you have to go through it, you can handle it. But the stress and the frustration or the pain or whatever that consequence will be for going through that, some of it is worth it to make you stronger. Most of it is just regrettable as hell, man. Depending on what you're doing. A lot of stuff ain't meant to make you stronger. It's meant to punish you for doing things the wrong way and being a bad example for somebody else who may be watching and follow you. Stuff, you know what I mean? And so that's why I think staying close to God is so important, because he can guide you regardless. If it's a punishment, and he'll give you the strength to get through it. If you're supposed to be an example, a proper light example, spending time trying to get connected to God will allow you to be that example the right way. He'll lead you toward that one way or another, and that's what I've come to learn. And we've talked about this at the beginning of the year when I was going through uncertainty. It was like that purity was necessary to keep me closer to God when I didn't know what was coming, when I didn't know what was going to be next in my life. It was that staying close to God that gave me the connection with him to get through what otherwise felt so uncertain, so impossible, so difficult. And so it's that same purity now that I'm striving to get back to. You know, I'm not where I was back then because I've kind of relaxed a little bit. But, you know, the need to do that and desire to do that, coupled with the fact that I've already done it and it can be done, makes you feel confident, very confident that it can be done again. And then you know what good it comes from doing it and being in that space with God. So, you know, that's what I'm going to say to all of you guys, man. If you don't believe in God, it's very difficult for him to help you. That's what the truth is. While a lot of us are trying to figure out if God exists or not, we really don't have time to not be close to him. With the way the world is being run, a lot of things that people are doing above our heads is done because they're at war with God, or because they believe in God and they think he's telling them a certain thing. While we're sitting here thinking like, well, maybe he exists, maybe he don't. Some of the consequences of what it is we're going through systematically is because people either believe in him or they're at war with him. You know what I mean? So it's like, we need to be aware of that. We need to be really aware of that, man. I ain't saying get religious. I don't really know what religion works for whom. You know, I don't know. I have a lot of faith in God in many different ways. I don't think I've studied religion well enough to know who's right, who's wrong, whose religion is the way to go. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I can tell you that God is real, that I've seen him working through people of different religions. And I'd imagine he loves us all, especially all of us who love one another and love him. I think that's a good way to start. If you love one another, I'm pretty sure he'll smile on that. You know what I mean? So got to do the best we can and live our life the best way we can, and understand that it's a lot of things around us that want to push us in direction that pull us away from God, so that we won't have that connection to know what's up and what's down. We'd be so far into places that ain't no good for us that we don't even know that there's something there that's trying to lead us to being not only in a blessed space, but a space from which you can help someone else. And that you should want that for certain reasons. That you should desire that reputation for certain reasons. That good things can come from people seeing you in a light like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I'm trying to say, man. It's easy to be corrupt. It's easy to be low frequency. Everything's around you is teaching you how to be a follower. But the more I live my life and the older I get, the more fruit I see in being a leader. The more I see people in droves being funneled toward cages and toward early graves, the more I realize that walking alone could actually save not only yourself, but others who are watching you do so. And so that's what I want to tell everybody, man. Don't follow everybody everywhere. Don't just think everybody's your friend because they're from your proximity, or because they're your skin, or because they're your kin, or even your religious brother. Sometimes it takes more to come to a conclusion that a person has your best interest at heart, and sometimes those things fluctuate. Selfishness comes easy to man, It does, especially when a man's going through a hard time or a woman's going through a hard time. That selfishness can come easy. Sin come easy. Betrayal come easy when a person's thinking about themselves only. And so these are things that I'm just coming to respect. And so I just want to tell people, like, it starts with us being the good we want to see in the mirror, I believe, not just going with what everyone else is getting along doing. We got to respect ourselves first before we get around them, and know what you will do and what you're not willing to do before you walk in a room. Know who you want to be before you even start that process of trying to get along and do what they do. Not everything that they do has any consciousness attached to it. You know? Sometimes people are just doing stuff because they think it's attractive to others. You follow them and it don't give you the results that they looking for. And so that goes for any and all things, including follow me on what it is I'm talking about. Just got to make sure that what you're doing from your angle makes the sense that you want it to make from your perspective and where you're headed, or where you desire to be, rather. If what I'm doing is not going to get you where you want to go, then you got to do what you have to do. It's not about everybody having the same thing that they have in mind in regards to what works. Sometimes you do what it is I'm doing somewhere else and it gives you a horrible result. So wisdom comes from many angles, and I still have a lot to learn, but I believe in kindness. I believe in standing up for the right thing. I believe in protecting the innocent, ignoring those who want to pervert what good and evil is in their own ways, just for the benefit of what it is they want to do. A lot of times they're running into something they don't want to run into, and they don't even know it. So these are things that work from my angle. And I hope you can influence your team, whoever you're with. I hope you can influence them. If I can lay some positive wisdom on you with this video, and you take it back to yours, maybe you can help make what you're doing better for everyone you're around, and to start to instill a different culture if one is needed. I think standing up for what's right is always, no matter what angle you're coming from, it's always something that's going to make you respect yourself when you lay your head down at night. Depending on what it is that you're standing up against, it may be harder for you to lay your head down based on the comings and goings of others and what their reaction to your truth may be. But if you have your heart in the right place and you're trying to save people, you have your heart in the right place and you're trying to help, not hurt, I think the God that I serve, He'll shine on you one way or another. He'll shine on you. So that's what I'm saying to y'all, man. I believe in that. I believe in good karma. And I try my very best to engage in that in my lifetime thus far. And I hope I'm doing a good job, man. I hope I am. I don't always feel personable. I'm not the nicest guy every day. I'm really not. But I hope I'm trying, man. I hope I'm getting it done as I try, though. And that's pretty much all I got to say for this video, man. Do the best you can in your life, man. Take care of what you got to take care of. Address your mental health so that it can trickle down to you addressing the things that need to be taken care of, particularly the people in your life. Your kids. A lot of times our mental health will drive us away from our loved ones. I know that as well as anybody. Address that to the best of your ability. Get the help you need so that you can be present for the difficulties and the stresses in your life. Be present to make good decisions so you're not compounding those problems and making them worse while trying to deal with or avoid or however that goes. You know what I'm saying? BDF 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.